To all of you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
The last day we have seen that the death of touch made a rattle of a dynasty, death rattle of a dynasty. Death of touch was the death rattle of a dynasty. Nabil, your class is at 4:30. So, now let us come. Amenhotep III, Tut's father or grandfather. We do not know whether he is father or grandfather. Amenhotep III, Tut's father or grandfather, was a powerful pharaoh who ruled for almost 4 decades at the height of the 18th dynasty's golden age. So every dynasty, please switch on the, only 8 or 9 students are there. Please switch on the videos, all of you. It is a class given, a special class for you. Then if you are, don't open the videos, all of you, special class it is for you people. So all of you should switch on the video. Forget your class is at 4:30. Anashwara, Sanjana, Samia. All of you should switch on the videos. Anashwara, Sanjana, Samia, switch on the videos. Should I call all the time? How many times I should call?
Sir, I'm facing some network issues.
Anashwara, are you there?
Sir, I'm facing some network issues.
Switch on the video.
Sir,
People are not behind there. People are not there on the chair. Keeping on the number and you have gone somewhere else. Never the video is seen. Not a single class I see the video. Not facing a problem. It is not the question of today. Forget your class is at 4:30. Forget your class is at 4:30. So Amenhotep, Tut's father or grandfather, was a powerful pharaoh who ruled for almost 4 decades. 4 decades. 4 decades means 40 years. At the height of the 18th dynasty's golden age. Golden age. Now, switch on the video. His son Amenhotep IV succeeded him, came after him, and initiated one of the strangest periods, one of the rare periods, one of the difficult periods in the history of ancient Egypt. In the history of ancient Egypt. The new pharaoh promoted the worship of the Aten, the sun disk. So the new Pharaoh promoted the worship of the sun god Aten, A-T-E-N, Aten. And he changed his name Amenhotep to Akhenaten. You see, this is a strange thing. Amenhotep IV promoted the worship of God Aten, sun god. And he himself changed his name from Amenhotep to Akhenaten. What is the meaning of Akhenaten? Its meaning is servant of God. Its meaning is servant of God. So, servant of the god Aten, that is Akhenaten, underline. And moved the religious capital from the old city of Thebes. So, number one, he promoted worship of Aten, number one. Number two, he changed his name into Akhenaten. That means servant of Aten, number two. Number three, underline, moved the religious capital from the old city of Thebes to the new city Akhenaten. So he changed the city, religious city, from Thebes to Akhenaten. Now it is known as Amarna. Amarna, religious city, Amarna. Number four, he further shocked the country by attacking Amun. He attacked God Amun. Amun is another god. He is the major god, a major god Amun. He attacked him. That means when he promoted the worship of Aten, he rejected Amun. Rejected Amun. How did he reject? Smashing his images and closing his temples. Underline. He destroyed all the statues of Amun, and he set up the statues of Amun. So he destroyed all the statues of Amun and established or set up statues of Aten. So smashing, destroying his images and closing his temples. These are the changes, strange activities done by Amenhotep IV. Amenhotep IV means Akhenaten. So these are the drastic, strange changes. It must have been a horrific time, says Ray Johnson, director of the University of Chicago's Research Center in Luxor. Luxor is a town, a city in Egypt. There was a educational research center of Chicago University. Chicago University has a study center in Luxor. Luxor is in Egypt. So Luxor is an educational city. And Ray Johnson was the director of that center. Ray Johnson was the director of that center. Luxor, it is a common name too. We have Luxor pen. ball pen by the name Luxor. You see, that name is taken from Egypt. The name of the pen is given from Egypt. You see, wherever you go, in every advertisement or in the name of particular things, there will be a history behind. They are not simply coining a word from the dictionary, no. It is related to history. It may be related to literature. So Luxor pen, we never think Luxor pen. What is it? Luxor is an educational city in ancient Egypt. So that is given to pen. Pen is the medium through we develop education. That is why they have given the term Luxor. Meaningful term, meaningful term. So the site of ancient Thebes, the family that had ruled for century was coming to an end, and then Akhenaten went a little wacky. Wacky means become eccentric, mentally little disturbed. So he became wacky. After Akhenaten's death, after the death of Amenhotep IV, or after the death of Akhenaten, a mysterious ruler named Smenkhare appeared, came into power. So after Akhenaten, a mysterious ruler by name Smenkhare appeared briefly for a short period and exited with hardly a trace. And exited with hardly a trace. And then, so very few years he might be there. He could not do anything. So he could not make any kind of changes, any kind of important activities in the kingdom. So he died. For a few years, a short period, he was the king. And then a very young Tutankhaten took the throne. You see, and then very young Tutankhaten took the throne. After this mysterious king, Smenkhare, a new king came. His name was Tutankhaten. That means he was also in the dynasty of the kings believing in Aten. Tutankhaten. You see, Akhenaten. So he was coming in the line of the kings who believed in the sun god Aten. That is why his name was Tutankhaten. Took the throne, King Tut, as he was widely known today. So he is widely known today. He is our personality. He is our hero. This Tutankhaten's short form is Tut. Tut. We are studying about Tut in this lesson. The boy king, that means he became a king at his early age. The boy king soon changed his name to Tutankhamun. Tutankhamun. So he also changed his name because Tutankhaten was given a name given by his parents. Everybody is given a name by your parents, whether you like it or not. Name is given by your parents. In this way, Tutankhaten, the name was given to him by his parents. So when he became the king, he changed his name. He changed his name. And he changed his name into Tutankhamun. Underline. He changed his name into Tutankhamun. That itself shows that he was a believer in the god Amun. What is the meaning? The meaning of the word Tutankhamun is the living image of Amun. The living image of Amun. Amun. So, Akhenaten was the believer in Aten. Tut is the believer in Amun. So, Amenhotep changed his name into Akhenaten. Tutankhaten changed his name into Tutankhamun. Tutankhamun. And oversaw a restoration of the old ways. You see, restoration, restoring, that is restoration. It was storing again. When we add the prefix re, the meaning is again. Rebuild, build again. Redo, do again. Rewrite, write again. Restore, store again. So, Akhenaten destroyed or closed all the temples of Amun. Akhenaten destroyed the statues of Amun. Amun. Tutankhamun restored the fallen statues. He kept it straight. He kept it straight. He rebuilt all the shattered temples. That is what is called restoration. He rebuilt. He made the country as it was before Akhenaten. You see, middle is Akhenaten. This is Amun. Here it is Tutankhamun. Akhenaten destroyed Amun here. And Tutankhamun came here and brought this destroyed Amun into this place. That is what is called restore. Restore. Clear? So, you see, and oversaw a restoration of the old ways, worship of Amun. He reigned for about 9 years. He was a boy king. And he ruled for 9 years. And then died unexpectedly. Died unexpectedly. Regardless of his fame and the speculations about his fate, about his death, here fate means early death. Tut is one mummy among many in Egypt. In Egypt, there are a number of mummies. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of mummies are there. How many? God knows. Nobody knows. Why? All the Egyptians believed in life after death. Life after death. In ancient period, Egyptians embalmed the body after death. Embalmed the body after death and buried in tomb. in tomb. The tomb of an Egyptian buried mummy is known as pyramid. Clear now? So every rich, every poor, every king, every man is buried in a pyramid. According to capacity of money, according to the richness of the person, the height of the mummy, the shape of the mummy, the structure of the mummy will be different. If he is a king, you see Taj Mahal. It is another pyramid, isn't it? Taj Mahal. It is built as a tomb. Tomb of Mumtaz. It is there. But it is built in a different shape, model. It is like same thing. In the same way, in Egypt, the poor people buried the mummy, dead body, under the soil, and they made a pyramid with mud. The pyramid with soil. When the rain comes, when the wind blows, the soil will be gone and the mud pyramid will become a flat land. The structure will not be there. If they are little rich, what they will do? They will make the shape of a pyramid in this much height. If they are kings and queens, the pyramid may become a huge structure. If you go to the cemeteries or shamans, burial places of religious burial places, you will see there are tombs covered with mud or sand. Afterwards, the sand will be flat. There are tombs made of marble. There are tombs made of granite. The same way. In the same way, in Egypt, there are hundreds and hundreds of mummies. Nobody knows. The Egyptian mummy project, a committee or a government agency that works on research on mummies, which began an inventory in late 2003, they made a revelation. They made a research on finding mummies. They invented many mummies. In 1922, they invented Tut's mummy. Thereafter, they invented many mummies. And in 2003, they recorded almost 600 so far and is still counting. So by 2003, they recorded the number of mummies 600. Still from 2003, they were continuing their invention. The next phase after invention, scanning the mummies with a portable CT machine. So after getting the mummy, they began to make a scanning with a portable scanning machine, scanner. Portable CT machine donated by the National Geographic Society and Siemens, its manufacturer. A joint effort by Siemens and National Geographic Society made a joint effort, and they manufactured a CT machine, portable CT machine, portable mobile CT machine. We have seen now mobile clinics and all these things in ambulances, isn't it? In this way, a mobile CT machine, in order to scan the mummies And King Tut is one of the first mummies to be scanned. So Tut's mummy was scanned first in that row. In death as in life, moving regally. Regally means grandly, royally, regally, grand, royally, kingly, solemnly. All these word meanings are coming. Regally, kingly, grandly. Grand D is the word, not T. Grandly, royal, solemnly. All these words are there. He was taken, he was great while he was living because he was a king. King is the first citizen in the kingdom. Am I right? He is the first person, king. So he is the first while he was living. And after death, he was the first person to be scanned. That is why in life and in death, he was the first person. He was considered royally, regally. A CT machine scanned the mummy head to toe. A CT machine scanned the machine, a mummy from head to toe, creating 1,700 digital X-ray images in cross-section. A CT machine scanned the body mummy of Tut and took 1,700 cross-section X-rays. You remember? You just think a mummy which was buried 3,000 years ago. 3,000 years ago, that mummy was taken out of the tomb or pyramid and it had undergone CT scan. Here, when doctor says to us to get a CT scan, we ask, doctor, this next month, is it possible? Next month it is possible. Here, a 3,000-year-old dead body is undergone CT scan. You see the value of dead body, Shabri. So after death also we have value, isn't it? If it is embalmed, it is kept, it is valuable because antiquities are costly, isn't it, Alantina? Antiques are costly. Suppose you go for an old clock of 1800 or 1600, it will be costlier than present clock. Am I right? Antiques are costly. So let us write in our will that my body, let my body be embalmed. So after 100 years, after 100 years, it will be very costly. You see, a man who died and after 3,000 years, still people are worried about his death. Navneet, what is the purpose? Death is death, isn't it? He died, his grandparents died, his children, grandsons died, everybody died. 3,000 years, nobody knows about him. And these poor people are worried about him. Here, yesterday somebody is killed, yesterday somebody is murdered, nobody is worried about him. You see, dead body is there, nobody is worried about him. A man met an accident on the road, nobody is worried about him. Last year I met an accident. Luckily or unluckily, no blood came out of my body. No blood came out of my body, but my bones were broken. Hand and leg were broken, but no blood was there. But the other man did not break his leg. Some scratches, bleeding was there. All the people went to him. And they said, this man is okay. This man is okay. And they were carrying him. I was struggling to come, and with my broken leg, I was trying to telephone for a vehicle. I myself went to the hospital with a broken leg and broken hand. The other man was carried to the hospital. You see, nowadays, you see, here one man is dead on the road. Nobody cares. But here the people are spending thousands and thousands of money to investigate an unknown 3,000 years old mummy. You see the value? Make a research. Make a research. Okay. So 1,700 X-ray images in cross section. Tuck's head scanned in point. Tom Sebastian, point. Read it. Point.
0.62 millimeter.
0.62, isn't it? 0.62. 0.62. My dear entrance students, am I right? Point decimal 62, not 62. 62. Am I right? Am I right? Tom Sida? It used to be read in single digits. My 1972 maths. After 1973, I did not see maths textbook. At that time, my maths teacher taught me that after decimal, you have to spell out each digit. I don't know whether it is correct in the modern mathematics. You are studying modern mathematics, G mathematics, IIT mathematics. Mine is for government mathematics. Okay. Okay, now, sorry. So 0.62 millimeter slices small, that much. You take the scale and see 1 millimeter. You cannot touch 1 millimeter. If you touch, it will be 2 millimeter. That much very small, and make it half again. 0.62 millimeter slice piece. To register its, to find its, here to register means to find its intricate structure, complicate structure, takes on eerie detail, a very strange detail. If there is a slight mistake, we will say, no problem, koi baat nahi, no problem. Here you see, you just imagine with us. Aditya fell down and some scratches were on his hand. Mummy told him, Adu, no problem. Adu, no problem. Wash it. Here, a mummy, 3,000 years old mummy's head is scanned in 0.62 millimeter slice to find the intricate system, intricate structure. Takes on eerie detail, every minute, strange detail in the resulting image. With Tut's entire body similarly recorded from the skull to the two slice. Slice. 0.62 cut piece. And fish is cut slice piece. Number of children are more. You see, not nowadays. Nowadays, they tell don't cut the full fish, fry. When we were children, what happened? At home, there will be 10 children. 10 children, Papa, Mama, 12, grandfather and grandmother, 14, minimum 14 in a house. So when one fish is bought, what Mummy will say, cut, slice, like a chapati, thickness of chapati. Fish. Clear. Argentina, slice. If it is cut nowadays, Argentina will hold it like this. What is Mummy? The whole stars can be seen too. Holding this through the fish, the whole entire universe can be seen. What a slice, Mummy! Why couldn't you make little more thinner? Why little more thinner? Shabli, when you go to station, you get such kind of slices. Okay, so you see, it cuts the entire body. Similarly recorded, a team of specialists in radiology, underline, radiology, forensics, and anatomy, 3 different branches in science. Radiology, forensics, and anatomy began to probe the secrets that winged goddesses of a gilded burial shrine protected for so long. Come to first sentence of the lesson. Turn the page. First sentence. What is there? When the tomb was opened, an angry wind stirred up dust devils. Clear now? All the dust devils were in the form of bats sitting inside the tomb. When it is opened, all the hundreds of bats came up with a huge sound. Dust devils come up. Clear now? Whirlpool of dust. Here it was the belief that when a person is dead, then the devils will come and sit, protect it, because they want the dead body. When it was opened, the devils went up. The devils went up, and they were there in the form of black bellies, clouds. Now what happened when the mummy is there? These winged goddesses, gilded means gilded burial shrine, golden burial shrine protected for so long. They wanted to see the secrets of these devils who protect the gilded golden burial place. Clear now? The rest we will see in the next combined class. Okay, thank you.